Hello, this is a little bit of an experiment because I'm seeing if I can post a video. So if this works, you'll see me, and if it doesn't, then no one's going to know. So this evening I've been going through a document of mine. I've been looking at 10 of the recent most fun clients that I've worked with in a business coaching capacity and the kind of things they've gained from it. And with a little help of Gemini, which I think rocks, I'm really happy with Google Gemini, it's helped me come up with a pair of lists. So what I've got here are benefits to the business and benefits to the leader. And the leader can be a leader in an organization, or it can be a business owner or entrepreneur. I tend to specialize in working with female entrepreneurs, but that doesn't mean that it's solely that. So what I've got here is benefits to the business, and the first two, well, three really, come up repeatedly. So we've got strategic planning and decision making. Loads of people find that helpful when I'm working with them. Business growth, those are benefits that are happening with their businesses from working with me. Operational excellence, including streamlining. So we're looking at what's going on already, what's working, what can be tweaked, because of course I've got that background in continuous improvement, lean and business analysis. So basically honing in, looking high level, but I can also look at the detail and work with them to make those improvements as well, advising and consulting in that way. We've got vision and planning. So quite often these leaders are looking at either taking something that they've already worked on and tweaking it in some way, or releasing something new, or if there's something that they've released which isn't landing quite right, maybe it's the timing, could be the messaging, having a look at that and seeing what they want to do with that. Of course, that's going to be individual for each client and situation there. Vision and planning, I think I've covered. Problem solving, lots of that, lots of open questions, helping them to explore the situation and hone into things that they might not have given full account to just yet. And new ventures, that's covered a bit like what I've said about a moment ago. Technical guidance, if it's things like working in tech or with communities, which is the kind of background that I'm coming from. So I've worked with lots of public sector organisations, understanding what that is about and what's going on there, and setting up and seeing who they can work with and things like that as well. That in terms of technical guidance. Kind of user research type of work as well. So that sort of scoping and scenario testing, wireframes, that kind of biz. And risk assessment and mitigation. So of course, if they're going to be starting something new, or they're assessing something that's existing and they want to make tweaks, it's usually quite sensible before things go south, ideally, to risk assess and mitigate and make tweaks along the way. It doesn't mean you don't need something disastrous to happen to reassess where you are, in short. And benefits to the leader, so benefits to the client themselves, things that have come up frequently pretty much with everybody is personal empowerment and well-being. We've got things like sustainable work practices, so that balance between your work life and your home life and where it can kind of seep in. Because you are an individual. You are the same person regardless of the scenario you're in. And the same patterns will apply to each of those scenarios you're in. So seeing what common factors are occurring in many situations, and also seeing how little tweaks, little changes can make a big impact for you there. Navigating life transitions, that's quite a big one. So from one person was working on an exit strategy because of personal reasons. Another was basically trying to balance home and life because of childcare responsibilities. Another one or two about responsibilities when it came to looking after older relatives and parents, and also general life transitions. So in terms of redundancy, or at least when your role feels at threat, when you feel at threat as well. And of course, career development, lots of people wanting to be moving on up, and kind of getting a sense of value alignment, what their personal values are, and also what the values of the businesses that they're interested in looking at and working in are, seeing if they align or not, which basically means if there is a misalignment, they're probably not going to hang around a great deal longer than, well, year or two tops, possibly. Especially if where they're going to, those values and the vision is more of a work in progress, or an aspirational. That can cause issues as well. So knowing what they care about, so when they put their effort into things, it really resonates them, and they just don't get depressed that way, because a value with alignment value is one of those important things that makes us feel good and give us that sense of contribution. Leadership development, so communication skills and managing difficult responsibilities and things like that, all reoccurring quite often. Problem solving features in both the business and the leadership benefits there. Improving sense of resilience, and that doesn't mean just coping with the short term, because you can be coping in the short term and be crumbling. It doesn't mean that you're absolutely on top form all the time, because when you're trying to be too strong for too long, you don't last. You burn out. And of course, burnout and avoiding burnout is a constant, which I haven't got on my list, which needs to go on there. And creative exploration, so playing around with ideas, visioning big idea stuff. Where do we want to be as an ultimate goal? And if we work backwards to now, how do we get there? So there's a couple of things that I help clients who are leaders and business owners, entrepreneurs. These are the kind of things that I can help with, and I can help support you with as well. So if any of that kind of thing resonates with you and you think, oh, I could probably do with a hand with that, this is me. I'm Emma. Hello. I like chunky jumpers, and because I feel the cold a bit, and bright colours, and I don't care if I look like a lump of burning coal. It rocks. I don't mind. But if I can help you, if I can support you, and if you're interested, please drop me a DM or go to my Calendly and book a call, and we can have a look to see how I can support you, what kind of things you're bringing, what kind of things are on your mind, and we can see how best we can work together. So there we go. I've talked for about 9 or so minutes now, and I hope that you found this helpful. And if you've got any questions, I can answer that in text or in a follow-up video as well. So I hope to see and hear from you soon. Bye-bye.